are just forever present. Ever present, if you will. One of those is that no matter what, I will always, always spill my toothpaste on my shirt. Doesn't matter how I do it, whether I'm over the sink, it just doesn't matter. It will always happen. I washed it off. Now there's a big wet spot on my shirt, and I thought, you know, I should change it because I'm making a video and I want to look professional. But then I thought, nah. I like this shirt. It's comfy. I'm wearing it already. So yeah, this is the shirt I'm wearing. Gosh, my glasses are dirty. Can you see how dirty these are? That didn't make it much better. So it's today, and I am back from a big Europe trip. I was in Europe for 3-ish weeks. Many of you knew that. Some of you didn't, because I didn't post anything to update my audience about it, because I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. But I was in Europe. It was great. I was in England for the BJC, the British Juggling Convention, and that was just incredible. I would love to talk about it in depth. Hopefully I will do that soon. And then I went over to Germany for a little bit, and it was great. And now I'm home. I've been trying really hard to get back in the groove and be productive and like get on a schedule and get some stuff done. So naturally, I've spent all day playing with Pokemon cards. Oh, that was the second thing. That was another thing that I was gonna say that was consistent in my life no matter what. Hyperfocus. Ever since I was little, I just will pick something that my brain is excited about and I'll just do it all day. And if I'm like at work or if I have people over or something, I'm thinking about it all day. So it's really inconvenient. But it's also, I love it. It's a beautiful, awesome thing. It's like flow state, and it's my favorite thing in the world. It's kind of why I wanted to make this channel. Back to today, I was supposed to be editing and getting my taxes done and unpacking. And I got like half of the unpacking done, and I started my laundry. So I consider that a win. But then my brain started thinking about Pokemon. There's a reason for it. It's because when I was in London, I was staying with a friend of mine who had little kids, just wonderful kids, a 7 and a 4-year-old. The 7-year-old especially was into Pokemon cards. And we went to the Pokémon Center in London, which was happening that weekend. The Pokémon Center, for those of you who don't know, is basically where you have to sign up in advance to select a time slot, and then you have to travel a little bit to get to it and find parking and or use the subway thing. You get to wait in line for a little bit to get into this exciting experience, and then it's just stuff you can buy. Just money to be spent, which is actually really great. I had a great time, especially with like little kids, because they were really excited. And I love Pokemon. I mostly bought some card packs and some booster packs and stuff, and they were actually cheaper than they usually were. I got them because it was really fun to see the 7-year-old open them up and get excited, and so we did a whole thing where we would open them and look at them one at a time, and it was great. It reminded me of being a little kid when the original cards came out. I was really into it when I was a kid. I had quite a few of them. No, I don't still have them. And yes, I'm very sad about it. I'm even sadder when you ask me what happened to them. I would tell you that at the time when they were at their lowest and literally no one cared about them and they were just trash, I threw them in the garbage like trash. And let that be a lesson to you when people say, you collect too much stuff and you have too many things and you should clean it out and you should do spring cleaning. That's what happens. That's what happens. You lose all your Pokemon cards in the garbage. And 15 years later, you regret it. Anyway, today my brain has just been like thinking about the Pokemon cards because it was really fun. It was fun to open them up, and it was fun to kind of collect them again and get into that mindset. And it's got all of those boxes that my hyperfocus brain really likes. You know, it's the collectible aspect, it's the unknown aspect, it's the shiny aspect. It's an excuse to have social interaction where you don't actually have to talk about boring stuff like how are you doing today, and my brain has been excited about it. So today I decided to pull out all of the Pokemon cards that I had from a few years ago. I don't actually remember why I had them. I think I got like a pack. I think a lot of them I stole from you, Dan. I don't know. I had used them when I was learning cardistry. And now the collector part of my brain is upset about it. They're actually better than you would think. Like, they've just got a couple You know, it's not like they're split in half or something. So let that be a testament for how okay I was at cardistry. No, I haven't been practicing it because it's hard. I pretty much gave up on that. Don't ask me anymore. I really like organizing things and making things all laid out and nice. I don't know if anyone else relates to this because I'm certainly not like this in my regular life, at least not on a consistent level. I will go through the phases of doing like a big organizational thing where I'm gonna put all my books in order and all my DVDs and take out all my stuff out of the drawers and reorganize it, make it all clean, and then it just falls into chaos eventually. And then I get to repeat the process. So it's actually a win if you think about it on a global scale. That is how you justify your personality problems. So I was sitting here just getting really engrossed in my Pokemon cards and how I'm gonna organize them and putting just way too much time into that thought process. You know, I got some of these card sleeves, very nice. They're double-sided, so the cards don't actually touch each other. I know, they were not the most expensive before you get too excited. I'm still very cheap as a person, despite my immense desire to spend too much on Pokemon cards at this moment. But I'm restraining myself. I'm not going to. Instead, I'm gonna organize all the cards that I have. So I got all of these great things. Yep, I got some of these things. And I found a big binder that I had because it pays to keep crap. I needed a cover for my binder because you can't organize stuff without a cover because how are you gonna know what stuff it is? And it's an excuse to do arts and crafts, which I love. So I made a Growlithe binder. Look. It's pretty neat. See, I didn't want to make this video originally because I kept thinking, who in their right mind wants to see me or hear me talk about my probably very short hyperfixation on Pokemon cards? And then I followed up that thought with, wow, who's gonna judge me for how much time I'm putting into this hyperfixation that doesn't matter and isn't going to benefit me in the long run? And to be super honest for a second, I think this is actually a really big issue with me making content in general. I simultaneously think that the thing that is the most interesting about me, which is that I have a really creative brain who likes to get into a lot of weird things, is also the thing that is the most embarrassing and the most dysfunctional, in that I am very inconsistent and I will get hyper fixated on something for a day or a week and only want to talk about that or only want to do that. And a lot of other things in my life will kind of fall apart around it. So I struggle with that a lot because it's like, I wouldn't be the person I am, the juggler, the Taylor tries, the person who has all these cool, interesting skills and hobbies and interests if I didn't do this type of crap. But if I didn't do this type of crap, I would also have my taxes done, probably. I would have edited a bunch more tutorials. I would have posted the turbo video that is mostly edited. I just haven't finished the last little bit. And so a few minutes ago when I was like, wow, I'm just playing with Pokemon cards all day today, despite trying desperately to get out of that mindset and just do something productive. Maybe I can just make a video about it. Maybe I can show my cards a little bit and share this hyperfixation. But then immediately I was followed up with the thought of everyone's gonna think, why are you doing that when you haven't done all of the other things that you've promised that you would do or that you need to do? And you made a Growlithe cover for your Pokemon binder. So that's my honesty, my fear coming out a little bit, just letting you know. It's there, I see it, but I did it anyway and I'm pretty happy with it. It's very cute. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually vinyl. It's this adhesive vinyl stuff that I have because it's great. You can put it on pretty much anything. And you probably can't see. No, probably not. But these are like individually stuck on vinyl pieces. So there's actually some like depth here, which is neat. I might frame it later. See, it's okay to have a hyperfocus if it makes art eventually. Yep. Growlithe is my favorite, as you can tell. I think I've mentioned that before on this channel. Growlithe is the best. He is a fire puppy. Like, that's actually what it says on his Pokemon info. He's a puppy Pokemon, and he's fire. It's freaking awesome. Arcanine, equally awesome. Just a little big. It just intimidates me. Like, whenever I play Pokemon Go and I do the little AR thing and I put it in my room. Arcanine takes up the whole thing, and I'm just like, it would be so impractical to have a giant fire dog. So instead we have a Growlithe, which is a fire puppy, this big or something. He's normal sized. I've put some cards in my binder. Nice. So I put in all my cards into this app to see which ones are like valuable, all the old ones I had and the new ones that I've gotten since England, which isn't too many. It's a normal amount. Most valuable, number 1 is Charmander. He's so pretty. I don't know why he's worth so much. It says he's a basic, you know, with the little circle in the bottom. If you know anything about Pokemon cards, I barely do. A 7-year-old taught me, so. But according to the thing, this one is worth like $8 or $9. And that's pretty good considering I spent like 80 cents on it. The second most valuable one I have, Eevee. One of the old ones that I had that I used to play with a bunch. So that's annoying. This one is also worth like $8 or $9. You know, it definitely has like edges that aren't great, so that's kind of a bummer. I mean, realistically, I'm never gonna probably sell these. The fad's gonna go away just as it did before, and I'll forget about them, but I won't throw them away this time. But it's kind of fun to be like, oh, I have a piece of paper that's worth $8. The next valuable one I have, it says is the professor's research card, but I suspect this is gonna go down, but it's this one. I got this from the Pokemon Center pop-up thing, and I got like 15 of them because they were just throwing them to you basically whenever you bought something. But it says that this is worth like $5. Maybe it's just because there's relatively not that many, but I suspect this is gonna go down drastically. Oh, if anyone wants that little code, by the way, it was for something that I didn't want. Wait, maybe I do want it. I will remind myself to look up what this is before I post this. Oh, my next one is my Miraidon EX. This is a fairly new one. I think this is the new style, the EXs. I just got it. It's nice. I got this one in Germany because, yes, I did buy more because I have no self-control. So all the words are in German. I don't know if that makes the value go down. Probably. Einmal waren den. I can't speak German. My next valuable one is the Pikachu. I got a Pikachu. It's holographic. This one is one of the old ones. And yep, you can see in the foil, I don't know if you can, but the foil is all sorts of scratched up. So that sucks. My next most valuable one, it says, is Growlithe. But this is because it didn't have like the actual version of the card that I have. So this is my most fancy card. It's in a case, so you know it's fancy, and it's got this info at the top, so you know it's fancy, and it's got the old back on it, so you know it's fancy. Oh, and it's in Japanese, so you know it's fancy. This is a Growlithe. Oh yeah, my nail polish is terrible. If you just noticed that like me. My hands are just, they go through a lot, so we're not gonna talk about it. This was given to me by Josh Horton, because he knows I love Growlithe. I think it's worth like 15 bucks. Something like that, maybe 30, I don't know. But it's great and I love it and I keep it on a little stand in my office. It's nice. So that one's actually the most valuable one. But it didn't have it in the little database, so it doesn't know. The next most valuable one, this is what this is now. It's just showing you my cards. My Urshifu, I don't know how to say it. Urshifu VMAX. Look at this cool card. It's holographic. Look at that art. Dang. I got this one in England. The 7-year-old desperately tried to get me to trade it with her for something not as good. I did trade other things with her and I was willing to trade stuff with her that was good, but not that one because it was really good and it was mine and I spent money on them and I need to justify that to myself. She doesn't spend money on cards, her parents do, so she doesn't have this problem. So I did not trade it with her because I'm a mean adult. And that was that. She didn't like pout or anything, which was nice because I certainly would have as a kid. I was a monster. So well done, parents. You did a great job. She was really respectful. I'm almost done. I just want to show you my cool cards because they're really cool. And then we'll move on to being done. This one is Professor's Research, but not the one that they gave for free. So this is a real one. And look at this dude. He's happy, he's having a good time. Okay, my battery died, so I put in a new one. Well, I didn't actually, I'm charging it with a terrible configuration of cords. reaching across my living room. It's the handsome dude from Pokemon Go. Professor with charm. I love this card because it's just got that, like, I don't know what it's called. People who are really into Pokemon probably know, but it's got the, like, it reminds me of like fingerprints. Like, it's not just holographic, but it's got a texture to it. It's great. I love this card. It's worth like $2, apparently. I got a Detective Pikachu card, which is, I guess, worth a couple bucks or something. They literally gave these to you when you went and saw the movie. Like, every time you went to the movie, they gave you a Detective Pikachu card for free. And it's holographic and it's pretty. And so I have a bunch of them. Remember when I was talking about hyperfocus? That works with movies too. Side note, if you haven't seen Detective Pikachu because you thought, oh, it looks really stupid, if any of you were like that, go see it. It's really good. It's funny, it makes sense, it's cute, it's got cool adventure. It's a good movie.
You can hear him, right? You can hear him talking.
Yeah, Pika Pika Pika, he's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
It's me. It's that stuff that I put up my nose.
I'm glad I saw it too many times in the theaters. I'll just show you the rest of these like cool EXs and VMAXs or whatever, and then we'll say goodbye. Because I assume some of you are sitting here like, this is not what I signed up for with the Taylor Tries thing. I didn't mean Taylor Tries Pokemon cards. And by Pokemon, I just mean her talking about them. But hey, when you are with people, you have to take all of them, not just the good stuff. Alolan Raticate GX. What? This is my Gyarados EX. What is it called? Terra, which apparently means that it looks like that. I got this thing, Chandelure. It's not a very impressive name. Got this Slaking, which isn't that fancy, but it's next to the other Slakings. And you gotta be consistent when you're organizing your cards. Otherwise, your brain will freak out. This is Slaking V, and then I got this one. I got this thing. I don't know what that is. It's not a V, but it is a full art. It looks mean, so it belongs with all the other mean cards. And then this thing, I don't know what it is. I think it's garbage. Is it garbage? Garbodor. Yeah, it's garbage. Rubbish collecting. Cute. I got this in England. I wonder if it's called rubbish collecting in America, because we don't say rubbish much. That's very British, right? Like, we say trash. Nope. It's just rubbish collecting. Bummer. Anyway, those are all my shiny ones. Yep. Yeah, this video is long enough. It's a long video. I just want to get into the habit of making stuff, and I seem to be very good at talking. And by good, I mean I'm like good at not stopping it. I'm just good at talking. I'm not necessarily good at the words that are coming out or the actual structure of the speaking, but I'm good at physically talking. My friends and I were talking about my like posting problem and how hard it is and just consistency and stuff, and we talked about maybe just doing stuff like this for like a limited time, for like a 30-day challenge or something. What, it's the 25th? My watch is still in water mode. That's my favorite part. It's the little things, you know? We came up with the idea of just trying to post something for like 30 days and see how it goes, see if it's semi-entertaining and see if I can do it and just give myself freedom to do that. That's what I did on Instagram and it worked really well. Oh, the reason I pulled up my watch and did the water mode, I was checking the date. Today's the 25th. So May 1st, let's do like, I'm gonna do a posting every day. Every day, May. It writes itself. And I'll try to post something every day. So that'll be great. And until then, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day organizing my Pokemon cards. All right, bye.
And what? How?